Rated M for mature.
Greetings, Deadhunters. With Zombie Army VR infecting a virtual reality headset near you, the leaders at Survivor HQ have ordered a briefing to ensure a successful mission. Let's call it a survival guide. Whether you're a VR veteran or a fresh recruit, this guide will cover all the advanced mechanics and features you'll need to know to slice, shoot, and blast your way to victory in Zombie Army VR. Are you ready? Then get to it. The dead don't sleep, Deadhunter. To get you up to speed, here's where Zombie Army VR takes place in the Zombie Army saga, taking place between the events of Zombie Army Trilogy and Zombie Army 4. The Deadhunters have seemingly vanquished Hitler once and for all. Now, they've returned to base expecting things to start getting back to normal, except things have not been normal. The dead have been acting stranger than ever, and the survivors are starting to get nervous. There's some mysterious force at play, and the remainder of humanity needs an elite Deadhunter to find out what's going on and put a stop to it. That elite Deadhunter is you. Under orders of Captain Hermann Wolff, we're all counting on you to get to the bottom of this and report back, hopefully in one piece and not rotting. Zombie Army VR is a completely unique zombie army adventure built from the ground up for virtual reality. That means even if you've played past Zombie Army games, you're gonna need to spend some time adjusting before you dive into the action. For this reason, HQ recommends spending some time at the safe house after you show up for duty. There, you can get a feel for the different weapons and tools available to you, try them out, and develop your own approach to zombie slaying. Shooting in VR is completely different from what you've experienced in past Zombie Army games, so you'll have to get used to aiming and firing each type of weapon individually. Head downstairs to check out the weapon bench, where you can cycle through your options and compare the guns in your arsenal. You'll see that HQ has supplied you with multiple models of rifles, submachine guns, shotguns, and handguns to play with, offering plenty of variety for your choice of tools. After you've selected your instrument of zombie destruction, take it over to the shooting range, hit the red button, and shoot for the gold in a timed weapons challenge. This is a great way to warm up, get familiar with your arsenal, and sharpen your abilities for the mission ahead of you. With that said, feel free to take your time in the safe house. It's one of the few actually safe spaces you'll have access to on your mission, so you should be 100% ready for action when you exit those doors. Speaking of being battle-ready in Zombie Army VR, the game's default reload mechanic is realistic, authentic, and not something that's easy to do when the horde is bearing down on you. Each weapon type in Zombie Army VR has its own reloading process. Revolvers take individual bullets, bolt-action rifles take cartridges, and submachine guns take clips. And you'll have to manually operate each loading mechanism in order to get back into the fight. It's going to take some practice to get used to reloading in Zombie Army VR, but the end result is a tense, engaging mechanic that enhances the overall experience and deepens your immersion in the world of Zombie Army. However, it's also possible to use a simpler automatic reloading system if you prefer. This can be adjusted via the gun reloading setting in the weapons section of the options menu. For an even more realistic reloading system, you can select Authentic, which adds extra steps to the process for some weapons. Zombie Army VR's default settings are designed to be suitable for a wide range of Deadhunters, but the game also offers you plenty of options to customize the fit and finish of your experience. At any point during your mission, you can pause the game to access the options menu. There, you'll be able to access several menus where you can adjust settings for a variety of features. HQ encourages you to explore these menus to fine-tune them to your liking, but we're going to briefly cover comfort settings here as they will have the largest effect on your experience. Starting from the top, we have the proximity radar setting. This option activates visual indicators on your HUD to alert you when enemies approach you from any angle. This setting is recommended for the opening hours, but turning it off and listening for the enemies around you results in deeper immersion. Next is calibrate height. If you've ever wanted to be slightly taller, this setting is going to be your best chance, but it's recommended that you set this as close to your actual height as possible to avoid disorientation. In this menu, you'll also have the option to determine whether you're playing from a seated or standing position. Standing burns more calories and might help prepare you for the real zombie apocalypse, but playing seated is more suitable for longer gameplay sessions. Following that are your belt adjustments. These 4 sliders adjust where your sidearm and ammo pouch appear on your body and how close together they are. Remember, your enemies might move slowly, but you can get overwhelmed by them in a flash. You're gonna want to know where everything is, especially under pressure. Screen vignette darkens the edges of your vision while you're in motion to diminish motion sickness. Cinematic cam enables or disables scenes where camera control is taken away from you to pan through an area or show you something specific, like a new threat or a goal. These moments can be disorienting for some Deadhunters. Camera shake enables or disables this effect for a smoother gameplay experience. In Zombie Army VR, how you move through the environment is just as important as how you defend yourself. By default, Zombie Army VR will use input from the analog sticks on each of your controllers to move and turn, with the left stick controlling movement and the right controlling a smooth turn in any direction. We recommend that Deadhunters who use this control method play in a seated position to avoid dizziness, unless they have plenty of VR experience in other titles. To adjust the movement controls and overall experience, you can visit the movement section of the options menu. The first option on this menu is rotation, which adjusts the method you turn using the right analog stick. You can either turn smoothly at a set speed or snap to a position set for a certain number of degrees. Deadhunters susceptible to motion sickness will find the snap settings are better suited for them. Next is movement, where you can select from the default free movement or a teleporting system. Teleporting can prevent dizziness and motion sickness, but is less immersive. Move forward source allows you to choose how the game determines the direction of your forward movement, either from the direction you're looking in or the direction one of your hands is pointing. Tracking smoothing is a setting that allows Deadhunters with shaky hands to adjust the sensitivity of the tracking on their controllers. This results in less jitter and a more comfortable aiming experience. Rotation sensitivity adjusts the speed of rotation, and sprint mode allows you to decide whether your sprint can be toggled on and off, or if you need to keep the left stick button held down to continue sprinting. That concludes this briefing. HQ hopes that you'll use this guide to prepare yourself for the challenges that lie ahead. The undead have caused enough trouble on their own, and we have no idea what horrors you'll walk into after you leave the safety of the compound. Stay safe and be ready for anything. Zombie Army VR is coming soon to Steam VR, PlayStation VR 2, and MetaQuest platforms.